Well, good morning and welcome to today's live stream. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about top trumps and a little bit about what I'm doing in the proportion bar model and how I'm introducing that at this stage. But as always, these live streams are about your questions. So if you've any questions to ask, they take priority over everything else. But I've got no viewers just now, so hopefully people will join me in a little bit. And in the meantime, I'll talk about top trumps, and then there's a useful bit of video here if anyone wants to come and watch this another time. So playing games with your child at home or with your children in class is an incredibly important and powerful thing to do for maths learning. When children are playing a game, they can make quantum leaps in their learning of maths that it's summarised in this book by Jane McGonigal here, Reality is Broken. The logic of learning all collapses when children are playing games. They can suddenly make these huge leaps in understanding that don't make any sense because they haven't been taught the maths. Hello, I can see a few people are watching now. If you want to say hi, that would be lovely. If you've got any questions, please post them and I'll focus on those. So over the next few weeks, I will talk about a few different games that are just fantastic to play either at home or in school. And the group of games I'm going to focus on today are the top trumps games. So if you don't know top trumps, essentially you've got a pack of cards and you are trying to win all the cards. And the pack of cards has a theme. So for example, this one is military planes, and on each card there are typically 5, I think, statistics about each item in that category. So this military plane, this one is the Northrop Grumman B-2A Spirit, and it has a speed of 628 miles an hour. It's got 4 other statistics. And the challenge is to win all the cards off your opponent. And if you're in control of the game, you choose a statistic from your card that you think is good. And everyone else has to declare their statistic. And if you're the winner, you get all the cards. And if someone else wins, they get them all and they take control. Now, the problem with top trumps is that kids tend to see a theme pack that they love that's on the latest fad. And that's really boring for the parents because the kids know all the objects and statistics inside out. And if you're a very tolerant parent, that's fine because you can play along. I'm not that tolerant. I like a pack that's actually of some interest to me if I'm going to play this game with my child. So for children aged under 7, the pack that I love and recommend is Top Trumps Baby Animals. It's the most gorgeous pack. And every child I know age 6 just loves this pack of cards. So if we look at a typical one, that's the elephant calf. And the statistics we're getting there are mummy's tummy time. So how long does the pregnancy last? Weight at birth, independence, mischief factor and cuteness factor. Children learn to read these words very quickly because it's the same every time. So a few clue letters and they're away once they've got the hang of playing the pack. So even if they're quite weak readers, they can play this and it gives them a lot of confidence. Reality is broken not just for maths learning, but also for literacy. Hi, I can see a few more people have joined. If you'd like to ask any questions or just say hi, it'd be lovely to hear from you in the comments. So this is a great first introduction and children build their confidence so quickly when they're playing this, their confidence with ordering numbers. They know who's won. They can tell which number is biggest. And what's also fascinating with this is that the weight at birth in kilograms, if you look at that one, it's got a decimal number in. And every child I've played this game with, age 6 or 7, just gets it instantly without being taught decimal numbers. They understand them and they know who's won. How does that work? If anyone can explain that to me, I'd love to know. But it's such a wonderful opportunity. Don't miss out on playing top trumps. So once children have got the hang of a pack like that, The next stage would be something like the military planes, which have got harder numbers, more complex decimal numbers. And a child who's got the hang of that is going to go on to these very quickly. So wingspan of that plane is 31.39 metres. And I think there's some multiplication in this one as well. Yeah, thrust is 2 times 14. So you've got to multiply to work out who's got the biggest thrust. Great stuff. So that's your second level. That's suitable for a child aged 7 to 8. And again, it's going to speed them through their learning. And they do great things. And it's such a quick game, and you can stick it in your pocket. And if you're going out for lunch or a meal, it's great to pull out a game like this with your kids while you're waiting for your order. They behave really well and they're busy, and it's just fun. Good way to pass the time. And it's, you know, you're all sitting there around the table, so it's great to be properly engaged with each other rather than just people on devices filling the time. Now, okay. So this first pack was from the official Top Trumps brand. And there's loads of variety in those brands, and they're in that brand, and they're great. This military planes was from a cheaper brand called Chad Valley Trumps. I thought they were very good. So the Top Trumps game is a kind of generic game, but other manufacturers have created some really good packs, and it's worth looking out for them. And the one that's really special at, I would say, level 3 type game is from yet another brand called Country Trumps, which is a UK brand, so the context is UK. But this is about our native population of mammals here in the UK. And the statistics are great because they involve really large numbers. So the native brown hare, if you look at the bottom there, UK breeding population 817,500. They've got to be able to say those numbers. Let's just look for a larger one. Here we go. Rabbit. UK population is estimated at 40 million. So just to have statistics in that require children to confidently name large numbers is a really powerful learning thing. And again, there's decimal numbers in there that they're going to have to compare. Just love the Top Trumps games. I've explained the sort of 3 levels of maths that they push children through very quickly if you select the right packs of cards. But of course, the general knowledge learning is phenomenal too if you pick packs of cards that you think are going to stimulate interesting conversations. So great resources, both for number, if you know what you're doing with them, and also for general knowledge. Hi, if anyone has posted any comments, I've missed them. They scroll through on my screen. So if you're watching, please say hi. Please ask any questions if you've got any. So what have I been doing this week? Well, the problem solving video went live after the last live stream. And I got some great feedback on that, so thank you for that. I haven't actually promoted it yet, so it's not had many views yet. And I've been filming videos on fractions for children aged 9 to 11. So the first one is on equivalent fractions, and it's going live at 9:30 today. I hope you'll stay to watch that and give me some comments. And in it, I introduced the 6th model, the 6th structure of maths that children need between the ages of 7 and 11. They really need 6 structures, and the first was the number line, which we did with the counting beads and the counting stick, and a proportioned number line, and then an open number line. Second is base 10, whether that's done with Dean's blocks or with place value counters, or with number cards, arrow cards, sorry. They're another representation of a base 10 structure. The third was the part-whole model, however that's represented, whether it's with objects or with bars. as an underpinning structure of addition and subtraction. The fourth was array as an underpinning structure of multiplication and division. The fifth was circular fraction, which I generally do with pizzas, but of course you can do with any circles. And the sixth one, this final one that I'm introducing in this video that's going live next, is the proportion bar. Now the proportion bar is a bar where the size of it is controlled to represent 1. And when you're working with it, you stay consistent all the time. 1 is always the same size. And it's particularly used to support thinking about fractions, decimals, percentages, and ratio, which can all be measures of proportion. And once you firmly establish the use of the proportion bar, all of those ideas fit together so easily. And now the thing with the proportion bar is you can do it with fraction walls, which are essentially the same thing, but they're not very interactive, and they're limited because you can only do the fractions that you've previously set up. They're not very versatile. So when we first got interactive whiteboards in use in maths classrooms, which would be about 2006, if I remember rightly, I was so desperate to get mine. Some maths teachers sat and programmed some stuff, and the first thing they made that just went everywhere was a proportion bar interactive tool. And it was in the ITPs, the Interactive Teaching Products library in the UK, and they were freely shared until about 2 years ago when they went offline. And they were all on a navy blue background, and it was a yellow and green bar. And I was teaching as a secondary school head of maths at the time, but with lots of classes of children who were doing primary maths because they'd not really understood it. And it was running on my board pretty much all the time, this app. And it was so important that I built it into my logo for my professional development, which I've been running as Authentic Maths. And that is that original proportion bar in my logo there. So I cannot emphasize the importance of the proportion bar. So in the video that's going live at 9:30, I've used a free online one on a site called mathsbot.com, and I explain it all and how it works and why it matters. So that video is on equivalent fractions, and I've already filmed the videos on adding and subtracting fractions, and on comparing fractions, and they will be going live this week as well. They all depend on the proportion bar, as will most of the work on fractions, decimals, percentages, and ratio in this series, which will all go live over the next few weeks. Hoping to finish this series, which will cover the whole of number, proportion, and algebra supporting number, for children aged 7 to 11 by the end of September. And then I'll be moving on to the applied maths, the shape, space, measure, position, statistics, and so on. So I hope you stay for that. I think I'm just about tying up now. I'm trying to puzzle out how to communicate with people about the videos I've got, with very little resource. So if anyone's got any inspiration on that, please let me know. I've got a video that's being created just now, but I don't know how to get it out there. If you have any questions, last chance to ask. Otherwise, I am going to log off. I'll be back next week and I will talk about some more games and more about what's going on. I think I will talk about orchard games like Ladybirds and Spotty Dogs and some of the other ones and how fantastic they are. Okay, that's good. Thanks to those of you who've joined me, and take care. Bye for now.